The command board is one of the most polarizing minigames that Birth by Sleep has to offer. Most people don't like it for a number of reasons. It's tedious, it has a chance-based movement mechanic, and it locks certain exclusive commands behind its bonus panels, forcing players to keep investing in it and waste time. Some love it and find that it's a good way to pass the time and gain command EXP without fighting some intense battles, especially early on in the game. And other people still, like myself, are indifferent to it either way, and while we do have complaints about it, we recognize that it has some genuine benefits to its many drawbacks. Unfortunately, for the people like myself who are perfectionists or completionists, also sometimes known as masochists, to unlock all trophies or achievements for Birth by Sleep, the reports section for all 3 characters must be completely filled out. And that means playing and winning every command board in the game at least twice per character. Once from a regular world or the world map, and once from the Mirage Arena. There are 6 standard boards in total: Keyblade, Royal, Spaceship, Toon, Skull, and Honeypot. Once a first place victory has taken place on all 6 boards at least once, the 7th and final secret board will be unlocked for both the Worlds and the Mirage Arena. Keep in mind, game movement distance is completely based on chance and will favor opponent characters more and more as board difficulty progresses. Special panel results are also based on chance after clearing Disney Town. This is a daunting enough task as it is, but that's where I come in for assistance. Timestamps are in place in the description for easy viewing and for skipping to a specific section if needed. That said, I'm Ventus Arashi, and these are my tips and tricks for conquering the command board in Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep Final Mix. Let's go! As I partially mentioned beforehand, there are 4 reasons to play the command board. The first reason is to unlock commands that would normally be acquired later in the game at an earlier point in time, along with gaining EXP to level them up faster. For example, Magnet, one of the most broken magic spells in the game, is normally unlocked after the 3rd world has been cleared, but by playing the Keyblade board, you have the potential to get it before even visiting the 1st world. This also gives you an opportunity to level up the commands you have by a decent amount, so you don't have to waste time fighting a bunch of unversed to level them up, which in the beginning of the game is very slow going, regardless of character strength. One thing to keep in mind is that bonus panels often share commands, meaning once per game, a bonus panel may have a different command on it than expected unless the command is board exclusive and/or unique and unobtained. For example, Magnet and Cure share the same bonus panel on the Keyblade board, but each command has about a 50-50 chance of being present per game. It's either one or the other. Conversely, the Lightning Ray Shotlock always has the same bonus panel until it is obtained and subsequently replaced with another unrelated command. The second reason is for exclusive commands. Most commands that are found on the board can be obtained through melding. For example, the Lightning Ray Shotlock is normally found on the Spaceship board on this bonus panel. But if this Shotlock is obtained via transformation from melding Thundaga or Thunder Surge, it will permanently vanish from that panel and be replaced by another more common command. However, there are commands that are exclusive to specific boards and can only be obtained by landing on and purchasing the bonus panel that houses it. The third reason is to completely fill out the reports. As stated earlier, you will need to play and win every single command board with each character twice, once from a world or world map, and once from the Mirage Arena. This unlocks and fills out the entries in each character's reports for that category. And the fourth reason to play the command board is to unlock the Pete D-Link. Special panels in the command board are colored purple with gold stars on them. Each board has its own unique functions for these panels, but after Disney Town has been cleared, every command board has a chance to summon either Captain Justice or Captain Dark from these special panels. Captain Justice will give you more GP or game points, and sometimes buy decent command panels that will benefit you. Captain Dark, on the other hand, will keep stealing GP from you and burn a hole in your wallet, so to speak. Crossing paths with command board opponents will cause either Captain Justice or Dark to switch targets. If you get Captain Dark, Get rid of him ASAP and pass the buck on to another opponent so they get the bad luck instead of you. But if you have Captain Justice, keep him around as long as you can so you can keep reaping the GP benefits. Once Captain Justice or Dark vanishes and the game is completed, or if the game is completed before he does vanish, the Pete D-Link will be permanently available for the playable character who either summoned him or interacted with him. Alright, now, regardless of objective, here is the general strategy for playing the command board. First off, to help speed things up, when jumping into your first game, scroll down to Options, select it, and set both the walking and message speed to fast. Every wasted second adds up, so this actually helps more than you'd think. As long as you play the game afterward, these settings should save and carry over for every subsequent command board played, but double check just to be sure. Also, this does not transfer over from character to character, so this will need to be done at least once for each one. Second, play aggressively. Use your hands. I cannot stress this enough. And no, I am not talking about the appendages at the ends of your arms. Hands are only usable once per turn if you have commands at your disposal. Use the 2 dice hand as many times as you can to get as far ahead as possible. Here's the reason why. An opponent landing on one of your panels and losing GP to you is not guaranteed. But getting GP from one of the 4 checkpoints is. So it's critical to get as far ahead of your opponents and do as many laps around the board as possible. Especially against Tigger on the honeypot board. And that's because he uses that exact same tactic in spades. For the record, I still think that stuffed tiger rigged the game in his favor. Ugh. If you're out of magic commands to use the stun hand whenever possible and use it on the opponent who is either second in rank to you if you're in first, or on the opponent who is in first place if you're trying to catch up. In other words, fight dirty and do whatever it takes to get ahead and stay ahead by as much of a distance as possible. Third, capture as many panels as possible unless you're trying to save up for a particular bonus panel. Be careful with this because if you get reckless, you can lose all your GP and it will be for nothing if you go into the red, so use this tactic sparingly unless GP is no object and is plentiful. For those who don't know, in the red is an accounting/financial term that means a loss is being suffered. In the black means a profit is being made. Fourth, do not under any circumstances buy an opponent's panel. This will give them an advantage and you don't want that. And lastly, if an unfavorable outcome is inevitable, for example, if you're about to lose a command board game you're trying to win, or if an opponent lands on and claims a specific bonus panel you're after, upon your next turn, quit the game and start it up again and rinse and repeat until you get the result you're after. There is no shame in this whatsoever. Now, if you're just trying to unlock commands in this minigame, the strategy becomes slightly different. While you should still want to be in the lead, in reality, all you have to do is land on and buy the bonus panels in question with your GP and finish the game. It does not matter if you win or lose, but it's better to win because the commands get more EXP as a result. Once again, make sure not to let your GP get into the negative numbers, because if you do, you will be forced to sell captured or purchased panels in order to get out of the red and into the black. To find the location of a particular bonus panel, upon your next turn, hit triangle, press X to reveal the contents, and use the analog stick to scroll over to each bonus panel until you find the ones you're after. Always count the number of tiles between you and the bonus panel in question so you know what to roll for a success. If you overshoot the panel you're after, or the panel doesn't have the command that you want, quit, begin, and play the game again as many times as necessary until you are successful. Once you have the panels you're after, resume the general playing strategy and keep doing it until the game is finished. Now that play strategies are out of the way, here is a list of the commands that can only be found on specific bonus panels across all boards. These commands cannot be obtained from a chest, the Moogle shop, or from melding, so you will have to play the command board to get them. Remember, you will have to land on and purchase the panel and complete the game for your efforts to pay off. Also, one last thing to note is that you can only obtain these commands when playing from a world or the world map. This will not be possible from the Mirage Arena. Thankfully, there are only 3 commands that are exclusive. The Ragnarok Shotlock can be found on the Keyblade board, specifically in the keychain area on this bonus panel. Focus Block for Terra and Ven can be found on the Royal board on this bonus panel. Aqua's equivalent is the Focus Barrier, but the location is the same. The Meteor Shower Shotlock can be found on the Royal board on this bonus panel. Aqua has the potential to get Meteor Shower from melding Thundaga and Firaga together and using a secret gem as the synthesis item. But Terra and Ven cannot, so that's why it's in this category. And that about wraps it up for this guide. I sincerely hope this was helpful and made sense of this minigame that loves to consume time. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Ventus, out.